Hello and welcome to the Calmcast, a time to feel calm and think clearly. I'm Claire Downham, the Queen of Calm, a transformational life coach. I was a burnt out head teacher who finally made the journey to calm after years of trying, and I want to prevent you from having to do the same. The Calmcast is a series of short explorations, gently guiding you back to your natural state, which is calm and clarity. Just listen like you would listen to music, with an open mind and curiosity. There's nothing else to do. Now let's relax into today's episode. So today we're exploring how to stop trying to always be calm, which is probably a funny one for me to explore, you might think, when I am the Queen of Calm, and it might look like I do try to be calm all the time. But in fact, the opposite is true. I did spend a long time trying to be calm. I did lots of different tools and techniques. I did lots of therapy. I poked around in the past to try and find the root cause of why I wasn't calm all the time. And it was pretty fruitless, if I'm honest. I kind of felt okay. I did a lot of meditation and I was okay when I was meditating. I was lovely and calm. But I noticed that still there was more calm generally, but there was also a lot of self beating up when I wasn't calm. There was this sense that I'm doing all this work on myself. I am trying really hard to be calm. So why am I not calm all the time? And the simple answer to that question, because you might well be asking yourself that question, is you're not supposed to be. You're a human being. And life, as Sydney Banks says, I'm using this quote a lot at the moment, is a contact sport. Life is a contact sport. And as a human being, you react to things sometimes. You know the reactions you have sometimes where something happens and it's visceral. It's there straight away. That upset feeling, that angry feeling, that frustrated feeling, the anxious feeling, it's there so quick. What makes you think you can stop that happening? It seems to me that happens in such an instant that is almost automatic. Now, that is a happening that happens without us kind of making it happen. Was overuse of the word happening in that sentence, wasn't it? But it's what happens after that takes us further away from calm or towards it. And one of the things that I've seen be really transformational is the relationship with that feeling. If we think that feeling is a problem, if we think that feeling is, well, it's not calm, so it must be something bad. If we think that feeling is dangerous, if we think it's bad for us in some way, if we think it means there's something wrong with us or there's something wrong in the outside world, then the next thing that happens will be a reflection of that. It will be a reflection of that judgment we've made of the feeling, combined with our already beginning to be upset thinking. So when we have upset thinking, which comes literally, we don't even see that we initially read a message, we initially see someone's behavior, we initially feel some kind of fear. That initial feeling is our body letting us know about our state of mind. But then the layers of thinking that come after that, the judgment, is the extra layers that then makes us feel worse and worse. And the issue is with when we think we should be calm, that this we're in this process of trying to be, or to always be calm, that gets in the way, because actually your system has a natural resetting process that it will go through if you leave it alone. Doesn't need you to interfere, really, the you of the thinking brain. And of course the thing is that you're already starting to feel, you've already got off thinking, and then you're making a decision about what to do about how you're feeling with your off thinking. So you're in this kind of loop, really. It really is. I'm seeing it more and more as a loop. And judgment that you're supposed to always be calm is a huge chunk of extra thinking into that mix. And then, of course, if you think you're always supposed to be calm, then there's an attempt to be calm again, which may involve all sorts of, trying to remember what to do. I've seen this person, she's done this thing on YouTube, and that's supposed to help me. But can I do that? Can I breathe? Is there a breathing technique I need? So then we're really caught up in our thinking again with what we need to do now to sort it out. What do we need to do now? So there's more busyness. And so what I see more and more is our attempts to be calm, or our attempts to not feel the way we're feeling, to feel better in some way, even if it's not calm we're seeking, there's something we're seeking, actually add so much noise into the system that we can't settle back down, because there's all this noise of not calmness. What do I do about it? How do I get rid of it? Or what's wrong with me? Do I need to do all these things in the outside world? What is it I need to do to make it go away? All of that then comes on board, and it's the busyness that takes us away. So how can we stop trying to always be calm? It's not really a how. I do say how, don't I? But it's not really a how. It's a know-how, really, a knowing, a piece of knowledge. Because when we have that knowledge of how our system works, the inclination is less and less to try and manage the system, because we have some faith in the system. We can see it, how it works. We kind of know what to do for ourselves in the moment, and it's so much simpler. And for me, that's meant more recently just noticing that I'm not as bothered about how I feel. Emotionally, I mean, like physically, I'm still a bit bothered, really. I've got a bit of a headache this morning, and that's a bit bothersome, but I'm not overly bothered about how I am emotionally. And what I've noticed as a result of that is that I'm not trying to control it, and so it can naturally pass through. Now there is this piece of awareness that's really helpful, that can help us not need to try to be calm, but naturally fall back into it. There's two pieces of information, actually. The first one is that calm is your natural state. Like it's not something you need to go get from outside of you. If you think you've got to get calm in the outside world by doing something or changing your circumstances, then that will be a fruitless search that will not end well for you. When you know that calm is your natural state, it kind of means that in the moment it can just be a breath and a feeling of your feet on the floor, and then that's something that I do. It doesn't have to be what you do. That's not where I'm not pointing to instructions here, just descriptions. But I found that, to me, something that helps me sometimes is just taking a breath and giving myself a moment. But that comes from the knowing. That comes from me knowing that it is my natural state, and that my system is all it needs really is a bit of a pause, and it'll reboot back into that state again. So that's the first thing, is to know that it's at your essence. I talk about accessing calm or revealing calm, connecting to calm, because you don't need to go get it outside. It's inside. It's who truly are at your essence without your noisy mind chullering away. And the second thing is that when you truly understand that all your experience is created inside out, but your feelings are an inside out job, then you understand something different about your feelings. You understand that your feelings, your emotional, physical, visceral response in your body is letting you know about your state of mind. And then it makes less and less sense to do anything outside, because then you realize that loop. You've got off thinking, that's creating an off feeling. And then you're using the same off thinking to try and make a decision on how to address the feeling. So you are trapped, you end up trapped in a loop, really. So then you use your off thinking to try and sort out the feeling, which creates more of the unpleasant feeling. And then there's more off thinking, and then you're making more decisions from the off thinking. Often, for me, it's just stop. Stop. And know that you're okay, that system can reset. But the awareness in the moment that I literally have a voice now that often says, but not always, because I don't see it all the time, a voice that often says to me, watch out, Claire, your thinking's dodgy. That's what comes to mind when I have, when I have a riled up feeling, when I have an uncomfortable feeling. Oh, hang on. What's churning away in there today? Or in this moment rather than today. I don't tend to think the same thing for a whole day. So there's a joy in stopping, trying to be always calm. I have to tell you, you have a lot more time on your hands and a lot of other things seem to settle into place. So please do explore this in your own way. Get curious about it. Lots of love and have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for listening. There's nothing to do now but bring some awareness to how this is working out in your life. Listen regularly to experience longer and longer periods of calm. This has been the Calmcast with Claire Downham, Queen of Calm. Take care and keep listening.